Hello, while recovering from a minor surgery, I have time to do things a job and kids have left none for, such as games. Unfortunately, as a miser, I have few options, but there are free games, betas, and unusually feature-complete demos. So I hop on to the potato PC I'm willing to spend money on, plug in the TV monitor, ready to spend zero money. This is Oaken Tower, an open beta. Open betas are good because there are less distractions from the core game, more broken builds and fewer opponents. This is important as an auto battler, as it is against other people who might be better than me. Items, of course, the most important. The most important items are multicast, +1 permanently. Anything else is renegated to later. This is, of course, the most important one, as it applies to all bows. Of course, the most powerful object in the game, which is... where is it? This one, +3 multicast, every combat, with this as an honourable mention. How it works is we choose items. These are of course all terrible, but we need either need items or upgrade to level 2. Of course, you'd think upgrading to level 2 with no items would be disastrous. However, the HP gain is sometimes greater than the damage output of items. So, we shall go into combat and see how I do. This looks terrible, but that's okay, as the first loss, it should only be a loss of 1 heart. However, don't be fooled. This is merely a soft touch, as the base loss, heart loss, is 3, making it a terrible ratio between wins required and hearts. There is a match 3 element where 3 items combine to create a more powerful item. We of course want a bow, preferably one that does additional damage, either burn, bleeding, or poison damage. With multicast, bleeding is more beneficial, as it adds a flat damage output to every attack. Fire is the worst, as it does not go through armor, and it reduces its value every time it procs. The best is of course poison, which goes through armor and does not reduce every time it procs. The reason it is best is because it's easier to stack and more common, not because of its potential. We am of course looking for this. Any loss at the beginning is perfectly fine, as long as we get the items we need for the late game. However, I've had a terrible start, as the most important items early on are money-making items. Money will be very important, as it is required to reroll. I think I will go for the amethyst bow. As I do need a bow to start stacking multicast on. If you look at the opponents, often you find interesting builds. However, that was a terrible build. What we need is a money making item. Plus 2 coins every time this weapon crits. Upgrading an item is very important because you get a chest. The important thing about a chest is the ability to sell the item for more money. An anvil sounds pretty good, but I've never managed to get a sword out of it. However, the swords look pretty good. This is an instance where they have more HP because they're a higher level. So when the countdown hits 0 and you start taking burn damage every tick, however, they won't be able to produce enough armor to mitigate the damage. We need the bow, more money making items, and level 2. The tags on each item do not have any effect on the item itself. So an item tagged with shield can have any effect, including damage output on it. This is important to note, as if we gain access to the potions, we can stack any and all effects on our multicast item, which is the way we create the overpowered build. There's no guarantee of getting the potions. However, the second way of getting a multicast is with an elven tag. Stick our bow on it. Now it's tagged with elven. So the elven item that applies multicast, we can apply to this bow. What we're looking for now are the match-free items, so we could get a chest. This is the other powerful bow, where you have a build full of frosty items, which procs this multiple times. Excellent, another chest. The most expensive item to sell, which makes this more powerful. On to the next battle. Eventually, when our gold generation is big enough, we will start increase our max health as much as possible by leveling up. This is a healing build. A slow increase in damage on this weapon, but that is a pathetic amount and not enough to create a strong build. A double trigger for this item. gain 3 bonus heal, but that does not apply permanently, making it a terrible item. I have only 3 health left. That means I can lose 2 more times, and I've only won twice. However, if I get the items needed, that should not be a problem. Don't care if to upgrade this anymore, as it was only a holdover for the bow. It's permanent damage on the mace. We have a mace, but as I said before, is it a mace? Oh, it's a staff. Looked like a mace. That's for swords, and that's an axe. This is the most expensive item, so we shall sell that. Try and upgrade this more, but it will be hard. Upgrade to the next level, as HP will start becoming more and more necessary. A shield is also an excellent idea, but only if we can upgrade it enough to become effective. This is the elven item. Gives elven item above all +1 multicast permanently. This looks like an elven build. Trying to stack damage on the bow. We get 1 more chance, +2 HP, even though a loss is equal to -3. This is a good build, good item, because HP is in sore need. As we have space in the build, I shall slot that in. This is the only other chance to get hearts, where a programmer might want the extra 500 health. We will find other overpowered builds, and so losses are inevitable. This is the bow with poison. It already has an elven tag, making it probably the best bow to get that you can get early on. This item adds crit chance to an item, which is another overpowered build. Level up. The reason that is an overpowered build is there's an item that adds crit chance to total damage. Now what we're looking for are items we need. Nothing there. As you can see, we're up to +7 attacks on this bow. This looks like it might be another strong build. This has proc chance when another item heals, so there's other healing items. That can be an equivalent to a multicast. Looks pretty close at the moment, but hopefully we will squeak ahead. Eventually, multicast on the bow will become so high that we won't have time to add more multicast onto it, as this takes 16 seconds. Wish, as an ability, is very powerful. However, that requires the next level of item. This is gaining gold. However, we want to get the next level of item, which we can do using this. Use on an item to gain a base copy of it. I'm going to probably use it on the amethyst bow if I can get another one from the shop. So we shall upgrade the hook, grab the most expensive item, and hope for the best. Perhaps I should invest in the elven orb. No more rerolls, unfortunately. This, however, gets us a lot more gold every time it attacks. Level 4 is very low. This person has stacked a lot of bows. However, it's usually best to have one bow, but they appear to be pretty powerful. 31 times 8 is quite a lot. No more chances, only victories from now on, or we shall fail. There's the amethyst bow. Excellent. Sell that. Just enough. Of course, another chest. Now, we shall hope to face only victory. As you can see, a multicast item does significant damage. Very quickly, making these items effectively useless. Lucky rolls might appear worse than 10 free rerolls. However, the lucky rolls are actually better. Let's see. They can be very random. Shop contains a minor elixir. A mirror elixir. As before, that is very powerful. Shop only contains one random item. That is good if you want it, as you need how many oh, no idea. This permanently reduces the cooldown of an item. Obviously, putting it on the bow would be fantastic. Freeze this, get more money, and hope to win. This looks going to stack multicast on the mace. Seems to be doing very good. Hopefully the deep damage will prevail, as it adds a base amount onto each attack. We're up to 21 multicast. It's very good. That means probably get rid of this item, as this only acts on the above item. See, the effects permanently reduce the above cooldown by 0.4 seconds. And that, I'm not sure if it reduces below 1 second, but we shall see. Oh, another lucky reroll. Candies. This is an excellent way of boosting an item to be overpowered. Plus 3 damage, plus 2 heal. If we had candies naturally appearing in the shop, that would be excellent. Unfortunately, that is not an option anymore, I don't think, after October. So we shall gain healing. Let's see, and plus 3 damage. Try and freeze it, but I don't think it works on candies. Plus 4 healing times 21 should help. And next battle, a times 7 multicast on the poison bow. That's going to be scary. Plus a lot of shield damage. I think, however, my bow is more powerful at the moment. Excellent. They, however, appear to change, which is fine by me. I didn't like the previous selection too much. Level up to level 5, which is not that high. As I said before, the item tag of a shield or bow has little effect, so you can put shield on a bow and it will work perfectly. Cheap rerolls, not too bothered. Having an upgraded version of this item would be lovely. No rerolls, unfortunately. Next fight, we're getting to the Alpha 10 for victory. And as we see, overpowered bow, plus healing, plus armor, overpowered item. The other items are becoming a bit superfluous. Down to 1.9 cooldown. We might try and apply crit damage to it, if we can see the item that adds crit damage to total damage. We've gone past the need for this, so I shall leave it be. So just re-rolling for items I might be interested in the future. That's it. Next battle. I have no idea what cursed items do, but they seem to be interesting items. Of course, multicast of 79 probably is going to defeat me. Plus fire, plus heal, plus shield, plus poison, and plus bleed is also going to be very unhealthy. Unfortunately, that is a loss. We can go to the history and see the previous builds. Such as, I believe it is this build. You can copy it. And go to our one we just done. And fight. See which build was better. Level 8 with 200 heal does appear to have defeated my latest build. That's Oaken Tower.